And welcome to Rideau Hall. Bienvenue à Rideau Hall. My name is Duncan Mousseau, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. Mon nom est Duncan Mousseau du bureau du secrétaire de la gouverneure générale, et je serai votre maître de cérémonie cet après-midi. As we are about to begin, I would like to inform you that our official photographer will be taking photos and which will be shared in the coming days. Therefore, I would ask you to not take too many photos during the ceremony. And as a reminder, please ensure that your cell phones are on silent mode. Avant de débuter, j'aimerais vous informer que notre photographe officiel prendra des photos heads of mission designate, led by the acting secretary to the Governor General and the Chief of Protocol of Canada. Accueillons les chefs de mission désignés, accompagnés de la secrétaire intérimaire de la gouverneure générale et du chef du protocole du Canada. Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. For the arrival of Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Mary Simon, Governor General of Canada, je vous demanderai de bien vouloir vous lever pour l'arrivée de Son Excellence, la très honorable Mary Simon, gouverneure générale du Canada. Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir. On behalf of Her Excellency, it is my pleasure to welcome you to Rideau Hall for this presentation of letters of credence. J'aimerais débuter cette cérémonie en invitant le chef du protocole du Canada, M. Sébastien Carrière, à présenter les chefs de mission désignés à la gouverneure générale. To begin the ceremony, I would like to invite the Chief of Protocol of Canada, Mr. Sébastien Carrière, to present the heads of mission designate to the Governor General.
Merci beaucoup, Duncan. Bonjour tout le monde. Excellences, distinguished guests, family members, colleagues, chers amis, je suis ravi de me joindre à vous aujourd'hui pour accueillir un nouveau groupe de chefs de mission diplomatiques au Canada. I am delighted to join you today to welcome a new group of heads of mission to Canada. Let us begin with His Excellency Pham Vinh Quang, Ambassador-designate of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. His Excellency's diplomatic career spans over 30 years. Before his nomination as ambassador to Canada, he was Director General responsible for the Department of Cultural Diplomacy and of the United Nations Economic, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, at the Vietnamese Ministry of Foreign Affairs. His Excellency served previously as ambassador to Indonesia, as well as ambassador and deputy head of mission of the Permanent Mission of Vietnam to the United Nations in New York. He was also the director of the Department of External Relations of the Hanoi's People Committee, as well as Deputy Director General of the Department of International Organizations at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. His Excellency is married to Nguyen Nga, and they have a daughter, Pham Minh Ha, who are among us today. Your Excellency, the Ambassador-designate of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. His Excellency Dauletbek Kussainov, Ambassador-designate of the Republic of Kazakhstan. His Excellency is a career diplomat who joined the Foreign Ministry of Kazakhstan in the year 2000. He then served as the head of division of the Department of Trade Negotiations of the Ministry of Industry and Trade, as well as a consultant in the presidential administration. His Excellency represented his country abroad in positions at the Embassy of Kazakhstan to the Kingdom of Belgium, to the United Kingdom, and to the United States. Prior to being nominated as Ambassador to Canada, he served as the head of the Foreign Policy Office at the Presidential Administration. His Excellency is married to Ms. Aigerim Benekova, and they have 3 children who are among us today, Daina, Daniel, and Dylan. Your Excellency, the Ambassador-designate of the Republic of Kazakhstan.
Your Excellency, it's a privilege for me to be here. I would like to present my letter of credence and it's a letter of approval of my credence.
Her Excellency, Erdenetsogt Sarantogos, Ambassador-designate of Mongolia. Ambassador-designate Sarantogos has built a notable diplomatic career through a range of distinguished positions within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mongolia, both at home and abroad, since joining Mongolia's diplomatic service in 1997. Her Excellency's experience includes serving as Director General of Asia and the Pacific at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Ulaanbaatar. Her career abroad has included service at the Embassy of Mongolia to Japan, including as Deputy Chief of Mission. Most recently, she served as Mongolia's ambassador to the Republic of Korea from May 2022 until her nomination as ambassador to Canada. Her Excellency is married to Mr. Tudev Dzresen Badral and has 2 children who are among us today, her son Bilgun and her daughter Kulan. Your Excellency, the Ambassador-designate of Mongolia.
Excellency, I'm pleased to present my letters of credence and the letters of recall of my predecessor.
His Excellency Iddo Moed, Ambassador-designate of the State of Israel. His Excellency is a career diplomat, having joined the Israeli Foreign Service in 1992 after military service in the Israel Defense Forces, Engineering Corps, and academic studies. His Excellency has served abroad on diplomatic assignments in the Dominican Republic, twice in the Netherlands, in Singapore, and in China. At headquarters, he has served as the head of bureau in the African Affairs Division, director of the Cybersecurity Department, director of the Training Department, and acting director of the Middle Eastern Economic Department, among other senior roles. His Excellency is married to Betty Oz, who is among us today, and he has 2 daughters, Maya and Adi. Your Excellency, the Ambassador-designate of the State of Israel. His Excellency Sam Tan, High Commissioner-designate for the Republic of Singapore. His Excellency has had a distinguished career in politics and as a senior official. In 2020, he was appointed Singapore's first special envoy for Arctic affairs. He served as a member of Parliament from 2006 to 2020 and as Parliamentary Secretary at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, the Ministry of Information, Communications and the Arts, the Ministry of Community Development, Youth and Sport, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He has also served as Minister of State in several ministries, including the Prime Minister's office. He previously took on the role of Executive Director of the Chinese Development Assistance Council, Chief Executive Officer of Business China, and Mayor of the Central Singapore District. Your Excellency, the High Commissioner-designate for the Republic of Singapore. His Excellency Ian Dereck Joseph Madeleine, High Commissioner-designate for the Republic of Seychelles. His Excellency embarked on his professional career in 2001 as a social science educator for the Ministry of Education, teaching history and geography. After joining the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 2011, he served in various roles at headquarters and overseas. He served in the Consular Affairs Division and the International Relations Division. He was posted as Second Secretary to the Embassy of the Republic of Seychelles in Paris. He then served as the Director of Protocol, the Director of Maritime Affairs, and more recently, as the Director of Regional Affairs. His Excellency has been permanent representative of the Republic of Seychelles to the United Nations in New York since 2021, and also concurrently serves as Ambassador of the Republic of Seychelles to the United States of America. Your Excellency, the High Commissioner-designate for the Republic of Seychelles.
Your Excellency, I'm pleased to present to you my letters of credence and the letters of recall of my predecessors.
Distinguished guests, invités distingués, I would now like to invite the new heads of mission to join Her Excellency for a group photograph. J'aimerais maintenant inviter les nouveaux chefs de mission à se joindre à son Excellence pour une photo de groupe.
Excellencies, families, and dear guests. Hello, bonjour. Before I begin, and in the presence of the Ambassador of Israel, I would like to say a few words about the events continuing to unfold in Israel and the region. The gruesome terrorist attacks committed by Hamas on Israel shock the world in their brutality. We are horrified by what we have witnessed. Canada continues to monitor the latest developments and is greatly concerned about the mounting loss of innocent lives, as well as for those who have been kidnapped. I extend our deepest condolences on behalf of all Canadians to the people of Israel, to the families of the victims, and to everyone impacted by this tragedy. Our country supports you and stands firmly with you during this time of crisis. We condemn any and all actions motivated by hate and discrimination, and we join with people around the world in hoping for a timely and enduring restoration of peace, security, and safety. As I begin, I would like to also welcome all of you to Rideau Hall, which sits on the unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe peoples. Land acknowledgements are a way to show respect to those who have been on this land since time immemorial. Gestures like these can lead to greater understanding and respect between peoples, a lesson we can all take to heart, no matter where we come from. Welcome to your new roles. Ambassador from Vietnam, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and Israel, and the High Commissioners from Singapore and Seychelles. Bienvenue à vous tous dans vos nouveaux rôles. You are all here to answer one overarching question: how can we work together to make our countries and this world a better place? We face challenges that are unprecedented in our collective history. Our response needs to be dialogue and diplomacy, and most importantly, action. Nous sommes tous confrontés à des défis importants. Le dialogue et la diplomatie sont nos outils pour faire face à ces défis. Climate change is one example. Around the world, countries are feeling the impact of a warming planet, increased climate disasters, and the rise of ocean levels. This past summer, we saw the devastating impact of forest fires and flooding across Canada. The impacts are wide-ranging and are still being felt today. Not only do these natural disasters bring loss of property and of our natural spaces, but they also impact the quality of the environment across this country and across our borders. Climate change affects our economies, infrastructure, and our way of life. This challenge requires a solution not only from one country, but many. It requires us to look past barriers of language or culture. It requires people to work together across borders towards a common good. We cannot afford to wait. Our differences are not so different when put in these terms. I've spoken about the importance of peace and security. Peace belongs in all places. All of us deserve a safe place to raise families, to build communities, and to be who we are, free of judgment. This is something that I spoke about last month when the President of Ukraine came to Canada and shared with us his country's experience of defending itself and fighting the Russian invasion. They still need our support and aid, and wherever I go in Canada, I hear from Canadians who tell me how important it is for us to continue to stand with the Ukrainian people. To move forward with all these global and urgent issues, we need all of you, your efforts and your openness. You have each come to Canada as a friend, representing the interests of your country. I encourage you to learn about Canada and its diverse and culturally rich people, especially our Indigenous peoples. Learn about our stories, the good and the bad, and discover the beauty of this land. Je vous encourage à découvrir le Canada et sa population, en particulier les peuples autochtones. Apprenez nos histoires et découvrez la beauté de ces pays. There is a word in Inuktitut, my language, which I shared with President Zelensky, and the word is ayuinata. It means a promise, a vow to never give up in the face of challenges. It means committing ourselves to action, no matter how daunting the cause may be. As I said, I spoke to President Zelensky about this word during his visit, and he really took its meaning to heart and shared it with the world. He, like his people, like all of us, are showing the meaning of perseverance. Ayuineta. Let us commit ourselves to persevering against all odds for the good of our citizens and the world. All of us are part of the solution, and I am grateful to you and the countries you represent for your support, your efforts, and your continued friendship. I know that our bonds will only deepen in the coming years. Welcome to Canada. Bienvenue au Canada. Thank you. Merci. Nakormik.
Merci. Thank you, Excellency. Once again, please join me in congratulating the new heads of mission. Applaudissons encore une fois les nouveaux chefs de mission. Maintenant que la partie formelle de la cérémonie est terminée, je vous invite à vous lever pour le départ de son Excellence et des chefs de mission. De plus, je vous invite à vous joindre à eux et être des nôtres pour une réception dans la salle adjacente. As the formal part of the ceremony is now concluded, I would ask you to please rise for the departure of Her Excellency and the heads of mission. I also invite you to join them for a reception in the adjoining room. Thank you again for being here today. Merci.